Arg ahoy, mateys, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 25. We are the Pittsburgh Pirates in the year 2024, and we are rounding out the month of April. I'm starting here on the pitching screen because I found ourselves in a bit of a pickle as I was trying to figure out which game I wanted to play for you guys in this episode. I noticed everyone, if you go to the status information here, is very tired, including our scheduled starter, Roansy Contreras, who's only 65% available. So I was looking into what our options were and noticed, if I go to my organization here, our friend JT Brubaker is 1 day away from becoming healthy. My original plan was to give him a couple spot starts in the minor league to rehab, but I think we're just going to have to throw him straight to the Wolves. I was looking at some of the other guys that we might have available to us, like Cam Aldred, Paul Skeens. My original plan might have been Quinn Priester, who did pitch a few games at the pro level last year. Is touch and go there. Jared Jones, who did make the club in real life. Congratulations to him. But I think I'm just going to go with JT Brubaker here. So to accomplish this, I'm going to move Andrew McCutchen to the 10-day DL, even though he's day-to-day. Frees up a roster spot so we don't have to stress about making any other decisions. And we'll simulate to our next day and move JT Brubaker over. So we'll review our depth charts here and figure out with Andrew McCutchen down for the time being. We'll just throw, let's see. This is against righties, so we'll give Jake Lamb the nod at the designated hitter. And this is just really putting Rowdy Tellez there. Just to fill the spot, I'll probably pay a little bit more attention to this. Over here, I'm going to put JT Brubaker where Luis Ortiz was, just because Luis Ortiz has been really bad. And we'll have JT Brubaker be our upcoming starter. So we'll go Brubaker, Contreras, Perez, and hopefully get right back on track here. Let's go ahead and move to our Giants. And one big thing I want to say as we get to this game, look at our matchups. Slight advantage in the middle for us, but overall, another positive for the Giants. They have lefty Kyle Harrison pitching for them. I want to give a big shout out to Bruce56_78. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. One of our viewers here who pointed out that I can get rid of that terrible opening camera that, like I said, it's great for like opening day, but it gets old real fast. If I just go ahead and slip that to show starting pan to no, I can get rid of that. And I'm also going to disable follow ball just to get a little bit more view on the action. Like that the tying run in the ninth we had. I don't even think that hit camera there. So we'll see if this makes watching the games a little bit more fun. We might put follow ball back on. The camera's just kind of weird. Maybe I'll allow dynamic camera actions. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get this game going, making sure everyone's looking good. Jared Triolo hitting in the ninth spot for us, playing right field. Not thrilled with this lineup, and I think I'm going to adjust this really quickly and move Brian Reynolds up a little bit. And I will actually put Key Brian Hayes there. And I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with the way that looks. So let's go ahead and start this game and see how we do round 2 against San Francisco. So Eddie Olivares to start things off. Rounds it right over to first. 1 down. Oh, going through a lot of information here. I think it's because of all the giant jumble of text at the beginning of the game. And that's, I guess, why they have that weird pan screen. So, haha. Moniel Cruz up to bat second. And that's right in the gap. I think that's going to get caught. Weird dynamic camera change. So maybe we do got to disable that too. So yeah, that was out number 2, even though it happened off screen. And ooh, looked pretty inside to me, but Brian Reynolds goes down looking. And now JT Brubaker making his triumphant comeback off Tommy John surgery with absolutely no rehab starts. And his first batter faced is an error on an easy out by Nick Gonzalez. So things already starting cursed for us, but he does get a strikeout. Jung-Hoo Lee, who was very good for him in the last game. I think that is a home run. So, man, Jung-Hoo Lee, opposite field home run. Puts the Giants up 2-0 early in this game, and that's where that error becomes a major factor. JD Martinez, who apparently signed with San Francisco in this game instead of the Mets, just flied out to center, and Mike Yastrzemski, I think that, that's going to be close. Off the wall. We're going to get a play at the plate. Doesn't look like it. Oh, we did. Oh, so he did get home. That's unfortunate. So I think that's 2 unearned now, because that error would have been out number 3. Oh, man, he's safe there. Lamont Wade beating out the throw there. Did not expect that. And that should be out number 3. So a bad start to the game for JT Brubaker. But it could have been a lot worse. I think I'm able to swallow a lot of that with the error. Let's take a look at the box score. I'm pretty sure it's just 1 earned. Yeah, so just 1 earned. Not terrible. Obviously, you would like to not give up that home run, but you'll live with it. I think the walk was more disappointing to me, honestly. Brian Hayes is going to start us off with a leadoff single into Rowdy Tellez, who I think is going to strike out here on the 1-2, and I was wrong. Just going to get a nice little Texas leaguer out there into right field, put runners on the corner with no outs, and we should be able to manufacture something here. Henry Davis up. Our rookie backstop, former first-round pick. I don't think that's going to get far enough, and it does not. Matt Chapman grabs that over at third base and shallow right. And if that is a strikeout, which it is, that is very disappointing. Connor Joe up here, and I think that's just going to be an easy ground out. Oh, he's safe, so you can get something out of it. 2 very interesting slow hoppers in back-to-back half innings. Jared Triolo getting an opportunity here and striking out. So we do get 1, which is better than 0. Take him where you can get him. And we go back to JT Brubaker. So a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. Not a good start. But follows that up with a strikeout to Estrada. Now Chapman with the 1-1. I think that's going to be an easy fly out. And it is. Brian Reynolds puts that away. Jung-Hoo Lee, who got the home run in the first. 2-2 count here, and he makes contact, shoots it over to second base. Gonzalez with a bad throw, but we're able to scoop it out. And that retires the side. Top of the 3rd now. And Olivares with a leadoff walk. We won't steal since Kyle Harrison is a lefty. O'Neal Cruz out to center, just shy of the warning track, and that'll be out number 1 here. Brian Reynolds up now, and another strikeout for Brian Reynolds. So we call him out before the game, and he's not following that up with a very good performance. Sometimes you rise to the occasion, sometimes you don't at all. So a little shallow for Brian Hayes, not far enough to bring in the runner. But with Rowdy Tellez up, hopefully he can do something here. Full count, and he will take that pitch for a walk. So now Henry Davis is the man of the hour. And with a full count, Henry Davis sends it to shallow center. Should be an out, and it is. So nothing doing there, but a valiant effort nonetheless. You'd like to bring in at least 1 there if you can. But we'll live to fight another day. Hopefully JT Brubaker can fend them off. Starts the inning with a strikeout and then an easy fly out to center for JD Martinez. Now Yastrzemski up. Counts full. And Yastrzemski, I think that's going to make it right through, and it does. So he's on board with a 2-out single to Lamont Wade, who got that slow roller. And that is going to be a walk. So JT Brubaker has just put himself in a little bit of danger, and because of that, I think we are going to just get Eric Lauer warming up right now. And JT Brubaker puts it away. So escapes that jam, but through three he's thrown a lot of pitches, so he's not going to make it very far. Not horribly surprising, but given the circumstances of his comeback, you'd have to say it's a decent performance for him. That's a 1 down. And with a 2-out single there for Jared Triolo. Let's see if we can get anything going. Eddie Olivares. It's going to be close. I think it's an out, though, and it is an out. Play for Yastrzemski. Thought that could have been something fun. All right, so Lauer is good to go. We'll let JT Brubaker flame out here if he needs to. A lot of full counts. All right, Estrada up. Another full count for him. Should be an out. That's number 2. And this is where we kind of debate Lauer. I think I'll let him pitch to Chapman, and depending on how this goes, we'll just call Lauer in if we need him. Chapman right to third. Brian Hayes puts him away. There we go. So through 4, nothing doing. Have Lauer sit. O'Neill Cruz to lead things off, and it's an 0-2 count. Make that 0-3. Brian Reynolds up now. Struck out twice so far today. Finally makes contact. It's going to be a little short of the warning track out and left. And that is 2 down. And we've had a history in the last few half innings of getting 2-out singles. But not that time. Brian Hayes strikes out on the full count. And it is back to the defensive side of the field. I'm just going to go ahead and put Lauer in here against my better judgment. Soler and Martinez scare me a little bit, but they've been pretty quiet. And then he'll have some lefties after that. Lauer immediately starts with a walk. Full count here. That's going to be back in center, but not far enough. Right short of the warning track. Good play by Brian Reynolds. JD Martinez here, who's made good contact so far today, but hasn't really done anything with that, and that's going to be another flyout for him. That's 3 straight flyouts. And Yastrzemski here. Let's see if this is a strikeout. It is. So Lauer strikes out Yastrzemski to end the inning, and we go now to the top of the 6th, Rowdy Tellez. 2-2 count, and that's a strikeout. Tyler Rogers has now come in. Kind of surprising. I didn't think his pitch count was that high, but let's see what happens here. Into foul territory. Ooh, and he dropped it. Thought for sure that was going to be an out. And come on, text. Keep going. Henry Davis lives to fight another day. 2-2 count here. Hoping for a home run. But instead it's a strikeout. And our guys have not been doing well reading the ball today. Gonzalez grounds out over to short. Yeah, puts him away. Quick 1-2-3 inning. And it's back to trying to make sure that this lead doesn't get any bigger. Rounded up straight to O'Neill Cruz, who puts him away. Good defensive play by our star shortstop. Full count here. That is going to fall in. A tough way to get the backside of a full count there. And that'll be a fly out to second. Unless we get another error. Estrada up. And, ooh, what a throw by Henry Davis to put him away. Gotta love that. All right, so Connor Joe to lead off the top of the 7th. Got to start doing something here. The Giants do have a pretty formidable bullpen, though, so I'm not holding my breath, but we did have a good comeback in game 1 of this series. So maybe we're due for another good comeback. Ooh, I thought that was going to make it through, but Estrada's playing. Nick Ahmed is out at shortstop. I thought that was Estrada. Olivares up 2-2 count, 2 outs. Done pretty decent hitting the ball with 2 outs today. But the cold air of San Francisco kills that ball. And 7th inning stretch time. All right, so I did not realize Lauer was as tired as he was. Let's get Luis Ortiz warming up. And hopefully Lauer can get enough batters out. Starting with a strikeout on a wild pitch, but puts him away. Good play by Henry Davis. Matt Chapman's going to get a 4-pitch walk here. Yep. And so we'll pitch to Lee, and if nothing's going there, let's see. So he says, probably should have pulled me a few batters ago. Lee, I think this might be a double play. Just the 1. Looked like we had enough time for 2, but it is a simulation. So Lair up, and we'll put the righty up against him, Luis Ortiz, coming out of the bullpen for the first time this season. 1-0 count is going to be a grounder, and it should be an out. And it is. All right, so top of the 8th here. O'Neal Cruz versus Taylor Rogers. Are we just facing Tyler Rogers? Both Rogers. 1 down. All right, in the dark skies, San Francisco Bay. Coming over. The Seagulls are out. Out number 2 for Brian Reynolds and Key Brian Hayes. Seeing if we can keep this game alive. But another strikeout. Yikes. I think we've had like 11 strikeouts on the day. Let's look at this. 10. I was 1 shy. God. Not a banner day for the Pittsburgh Pirates bats. All right. Ooh, that's going to be in deep center field, and I think that's gone. Oh, Reynolds got it. Off camera again. We got to really focus on fixing that. And a 3-1 count. So next game we'll switch that back to making the ball follow. Or we'll just turn off dynamic camera angles. And in comes Camilo Duvall to get the save here. Rowdy Tellez to lead off the inning. 0-1 count. And out into center, but Lee puts it away. Good athletic play for him. Henry Davis up 2-2, and he goes down swinging. Nick Gonzalez. I think this is going to be it for us. And it is. So a good pitching performance for the Giants, a not good hitting performance for the Pirates. But all in all, I'll take that loss. Just the bats did not come out there. 5 hits for each team, but it was really that error in the first inning that killed us. If you look at it, we both teams gave up just 1 earned. But decent performance for Brubaker coming back off of the Tommy John surgery. You just can't strike out 11 times in a game and expect to win. So unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? And so we'll finish today, and we will go ahead and simulate this last one with Contreras versus Win. I'm hoping that this is a win for us, but we haven't fared too well in the simulated games, and that's another one where we don't fare well at all. Contreras was terrible. 6 earned through 3 in the third. Holderman bad, Chapman bad, everyone bad. Win good. Another 8 strikeouts for us. Looks like no one hit the ball well except for Palacios. So a tough one, to say the least. I'm looking back at our pitching staff here. Let's go ahead, and we have Oakland coming up. It would be Martin Perez against Spence. Then we would have I think Keller would be due up next, maybe Baily Falter. I might do the Baily Falter versus Sears game here. I think Falter might be next in line just because of rest. So yeah, let's go ahead and we're just going to simulate this one. Hope for the best for Martin Perez. And it is a win. Looks like it was a sloppy win, but a win nonetheless. Perez looked okay. Mladinsky did enough to hold things together, and Barucki didn't give any up. Looks like a good, solid hitting performance all around for the team. Jake Lamb and Rowdy Tellez with home runs. Rowdy Tellez gets his 8th home run in the month of April, which is great. And let's go ahead and play this game against JP Sears. And I think we're going to have... Oh, it actually defaulted to Marco Gonzalez there. Let's look at our pitching staff. So what? Baily Falter is 100% ready. Marco Gonzalez is 100% ready. Mitch Keller is 67% tired. I kind of want to do Baily Falter just because we haven't gotten a chance to simulate him as our starting pitcher here. So we'll switch to him. See if there's anything I want to change here with our batting order. I think I'm going to just do a couple small tweaks. I'm going to move O'Neal Cruz down a little bit as we're facing lefties. We'll move Brian Reynolds to the 2 spot. I'm actually going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to move... Oh, is Brian Hayes going to sit this game out? I guess he is. Who would our next best hitter be? Nick Gonzalez. We'll put Nick Gonzalez batting second, who's surprisingly hitting 274. I guess he's doing well in our simulated games. We'll put O'Neal Cruz in the 5 spot or in the 6 spot behind Henry Davis. Put Triolo up a little bit. I like the way that looks. I'm actually going to do one more change. There we go. All right. So lineup looks the way I want it to, and let's go ahead and play our second game. And before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and put follow ball back on, and I'm going to get rid of dynamic camera actions and see how this looks. Start game. All right, and if you looked at that really quickly, it was a slight advantage to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think we were one batter better than them. We did have a tie in a category, but the pitching advantage did go to JP Sears. And we are in the Oakland Coliseum, where there's more foul territory than I think any other stadium in the league, right? It's what a beast of a field. And I don't even know if the A's are actually playing in this arena this year. What a tragic story for an organization. Hopefully things work out for him, though. So JP Sears starts the game off, giving up a leadoff single to Palacios, and Nick Gonzalez follows that up with a drop-in single. So we have 2 men on, starting by putting a little bit of pressure on him. Let's see what Brian Reynolds can do here. And if this is a double play, oh man, Brian Reynolds, you better have a much better May, young man. Rowdy Tellez, who's been on fire lately, but not hot enough. Oh, wow! I wonder if that's going to be recorded as an error. That looked like that should have been an out. It's not an error, so... But that's an insane bit of luck for the Pirates coming into this game here. Henry Davis won't be able to keep things going, though, but we do start the game off with 3 hits and 1 run. So you like to see things start that way. Baily Falter coming out for us. This is the first time we've seen him pitch in a game this season. But he has started a couple games, I believe. Hasn't been terrible, but hasn't been very good. He's, in real life, the kind of guy who's going to be just good enough to make you think that he's going to be able to do something for your team, but then disappoints you when it matters the most. But I do like Baily Falter. I think he's got potential. Hopefully he can develop into the best version of himself, which I think is an elite mid rotation kind of guy. O'Neal Cruz goes down looking to start the top of the second. And that is a walk, so sometimes looking works out. Connor Joe grounds it over to the pitcher. And, ooh, is he safe? No. Got the lead runner. Kind of interesting situation there. I'd rather have Olivares on base than Connor Joe, but we'll see what we can do here. Jared Triolo, that's a strikeout, so we don't do anything with anything. And Shea Langeliers starts off the bottom of the second for the A's with a soft single to left field. Here's where Baily Falter is gonna earn his money. Abraham Toro with an out over to left field, and for you fantasy baseball players, Abraham Toro is one of my guys to watch right now. I think he's in a good situation there. Guy flying under the radar, and I probably blew a bunch of people's fantasy seasons by mentioning that right now, because he'll probably be terrible. Oh, so not good. Giving up a double. Only have one out. And I think that's going to be an out. It is. Enough for a sac fly, though. That was a really awkward play on it by Olivares. Piscotti up here with a full count. That's a walk. And 0-0 count now. Diaz grounded out. Over to short. Brian Hayes sidearms it up to Gonzalez, and that is 2, and we're tied back up now. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a lead again. Palacios, that's his second hit of the game. Kind of debating if I want to steal him here just to put a little bit of pressure up on them. Langeliers is a good catcher, though. And it's off the wall because this is a weird stadium. Forgot about how weird the Oakland Coliseum is. So that should have been a home run. Instead, it's just a double. But hopefully we can do something here. Brian Reynolds. More disappointment from Brian Reynolds. All they had to do was get a sack. Rowdy Tellez, full count, and he'll take the walk to load the bases up for Henry Davis. Big opportunity for the young man here. And he strikes out. Jeez. Come on, Pirates. O'Neal Cruz up. I think that... Oh, gosh. That was close. That's rough to have men at second and third with no outs and walk away with absolutely nothing. Brian Reynolds is just breaking my heart so far this April. We gave him all that money, too. Biggest contract in Pirates history, actually. Which is crazy to think about, but unfortunately, that's just kind of the market that Pittsburgh is. Great hockey town, though. All right. So Eddie Olivares will start off the fourth for us. Luckily, we got out of the third with no damage done. Olivares strikes out on the full count. But we're getting JP Sears to work here. I think that's going to be an out. Ooh. Make it look dramatic. Ryan Noda records out number 2. Jared Triolo with a full count. Walks him. So we got something going, a little bit of something. And a wild pitch gets Triolo into scoring position. And Palacios is 2 for 2 here. He'll walk, so he'll remain 2 for 2. Nick Gonzalez, I think, is also 2 for 2, right? But not that time. Strikeout. So nothing doing again. We leave runners in scoring position. Hopefully that's not the story of this game. And that's an out to left field. Good start to the inning for Baily Falter. I think we got a strikeout on our way here. Yep. Abraham Toro. Usually when I see 2 strikes up there on the left and it's not a full count, I'm expecting a strikeout. Like right now, 2-2. But that was not a strikeout. Instead, that's going to be a fly out to center. Palacios gets to it. And we're through 4, still tied at 1. We're the better team, but the only thing that matters is the score, right? Hits don't count, just runs. So a third out of the game for Brian Reynolds, his best contact, and the situation where it matters the least. Tellez, that's going to be close to the wall. That's gone. Yeah, so home run number 9 in April for Rowdy Tellez. Big time. Puts us back in the lead. Let's see if Henry Davis can keep the foot on the throat here. Absolutely not. Is that an error? No, he did get that out. Thought Torres' foot came off the base. O'Neal Cruz here, who's been our other bright spot besides Rowdy Tellez. He's on a little bit of a cooler right now, and that'll continue that. Ground out up to second. But we're back in the lead, 2-1, halfway through this game. Baily Falter's only pitched 50 pitches through 4 innings, which is not bad, to say the least. Noda got a leadoff single, though, which I don't like. But Piscotty's going to fly out to center. Diaz. If he gets on base, he's a problem. And he did get on base. Sacrifice. Estuary Ruiz. Another guy who, if he gets on base, he's a problem. And that is going to be a single. So luckily he can't steal because Diaz is up there. Voit. We'll go ahead and pitch to him. Full count. I think that's a 3-run home run. So not a good result there. Kind of examining my options here. And that's off a cold Luke Voit, too. That's rough. All right, we got to get someone going in the bullpen here. All right, so we have, looks like primarily righties. I think the correct guy to leverage here is probably going to be Holderman. I'll get Holderman and Barucki going. Or Barucki, I don't know how to pronounce that. My apologies. Should be out number 3. Please, God, be out number 3. It's out number 3, but a tough 5th inning. Only Rowdy Tellez had base runners, right? So Bito's coming in to relieve Sears. He'll start that with a strikeout. Connor Joe up second. Grounds out to third. And Jared Triolo, let's see if he can get something going. 2 out shot right up to center field. But, oh, it does go over his head. So I wasn't going to hold my breath there. But a 2 out double for Jared Triolo. Right, some weird misplayings of the ball for Oakland have led to our advantage. Josh Palacios has hit the ball well today, but not when it counts. Out number 3, and we finish the 6th with no runs scored. I'll let Baily Falter go ahead and continue to pitch, since he still looks good, and hopefully he'll be able to get through this. Echevarria playing day-to-day injured, grounding out over to third. And I'll go ahead and sit them just because I don't want to get them tired. Ryan Noda, 3-1 count, and of course the second I sit them. So I thought it was going to be a walk. Gonzalez then looked like it was going to be an easy ground out. Gonzalez turns it into a single. Piscotty up here. And there we go. That's it for Baily Falter. Diaz, Ruiz. So let's get Holderman back up. I'm going to go visit the mound. Yeah, you don't have anything left to give except walks and hits and terrible things. All right, so Holderman strikes him out. Gets his batter at least. Beto's still back on the mound for Oakland. This is where it counts for us. Nick Gonzalez out into center. That should be an out, but weirder things have happened in this game. Unfortunately, not that time. Estuary Ruiz with the first out of the inning. Brian Reynolds, please do something. I thought that was going to be a hit too. It did one of those like weird ball things where the guy's just moving slow enough where it looks like it's going to be a hit. Rowdy Tellez here, full count, new pitcher. Francisco Perez. And strikes him out looking. Take me out to the ball game. Oh, we didn't even get to hear it that time. All right, so let's see how Holderman does in his second inning of work, or I guess still his first inning of work, technically. 1 up, 1 down. Strikes him out. And can we make it 3? Got the ground out over to third. So, not too bad. Through 7. We're still down 2. Got Joe Boyle on the mound now. There's things we can do. Looks like it's going to be Langeliers, Toro, Heshivara coming up. I guess I'll get Luis Ortiz and Bo Rucky warming up. Let's see how Pittsburgh fares. These are the situations that have been really interesting for us this season. But we didn't have any luck in that Giants game. Let's see if we have luck in this A's game. Strike 3 for O'Neal Cruz. Eddie Olivares, 2 outs. 0-0 count. Grounds it over to first. It's going to be close, but I think it's an out. It is an out. And that is the top of the 8th. All right, so Holderman still has a little bit of juice. Let's see how he does with the first batter. I think that's going to be a fly out to left. Brian Reynolds gets it. Abraham Toro up. Another 1-1 count. And grounds it over to first. Easy play for Connor Joe. Hechavarria. 3-1 count. This will be Holderman's last batter, I'm pretty sure. Interesting out into left, but Olivares gets to it. And that is going to be the 8th inning. So here comes Mason Miller to get the save here. Connor Joe to lead things off. Let's see what our bench looks like. We could go Alcantara, Jake Lamb, Grandal. I think I will give Jake Lamb the opportunity here. He had a home run, I think, in the last game, right? 1-1 count. Starting off the top of the 9th. And Jake Lamb just going to ground out over to first. Nothing doing. Jared Triolo up now. 1-2 count. Strikes out. We're down to our last out. Josh Palacios had 2 hits to start the game. Can he make it 3? He cannot. And that is 2 losses in 2 games shown in this series, or in this episode. A tough one, to say the least, especially because we were hitting the ball well early on and we just couldn't capitalize and get runs across the plate. JP Sears, 2 earned through 5 with 5 strikeouts. Baily Falter, I think the big issue for him was those 2 walks were really poor time. So, and that, I can't believe that home run. A tough one for us, but let's go ahead. We'll simulate this last game against Oakland and wrap this video up, and then starting in our next video, we'll kind of do a April recap of where we're at in our team, examine if we want to call anyone up, bring anyone down. For those wondering, I do have plans for Jared Jones and Paul Skeens as far as what I want to do with them this season, and I guarantee you that both of them will be making appearances at the pro level before we're done with 2024, and hopefully Paul Skeens makes an appearance before, as I scroll down here, before sometime around this Toronto series. That's the plan right now, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Let's go ahead and simulate this last game against Oakland. And it was we got a personal message before that. Oh, it's a player development update. So let's see if we notice anything interesting here. Baily Falter, a little bit worse than we thought. Henry Davis gets a little bump. O'Neal Cruz gets a big bump. Brian Reynolds gets a decent bump. Sawinski, negative in some things. Not super surprising there. Carter Benz looks a little bit better in some areas. Again, nothing really jumping out. I guess Colin Selby, that's probably the most disappointing one I've seen so far. Jared Jones drops in stuff, control, and stamina. So nothing huge. We could look at our full development report if we want to, but maybe I'll go through that in the next episode if anyone is interested. And here we go. Last game against Oakland, another loss. Marco Gonzalez gives up 8. Only 5 earned, too. So we gave up less earned than their team. Who got the error? Yasmani Grandal. So what? It was like a bad throw on a stolen base or something. Quite unfortunate. Decent hitting performance all around. Home runs for O'Neal Cruz and Rowdy Tellez picking up his 10th, but tough to see that. 4 given up in the 5th. I guess that's our kryptonite inning against the Oakland A's. Bottom of the 5th. Ryan Noda, a base clearing double in the bottom of the 5th. So a tough loss. I think we took 1 against San Francisco and Oakland, but if we finish this up by looking at the league standings here, we are losing ground to the top teams in our division. Milwaukee is cementing themselves at the top, picking up a win, 9-1 in their last 10. We are only 2-8 in our last 10. So we're going to have to make some smart decisions here going into May. And that is what the next few episodes will be all about. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you are still enjoying this series. And again, as always, if there's anything you're interested in seeing specifically, please let me know because I can do a deep dive into any of these areas if you would like. But I'm just focusing on the game-to-game stuff because I think that's the most fun and it really builds the relationship with these guys. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys are playing your own Out of the Park Baseball 25 franchises and hope you guys enjoy opening weekend. Thanks.